Hey everyone. So today we're diving into a really interesting paradox. We've got one of the most powerful AI coding assistants out there, Claude Code, but its incredible flexibility can actually be, well, pretty overwhelming. We're going to look at a super clever project called cc-thingz that has a really elegant way to tame all that power. So here's what we've got lined up. We'll start with the power of Claude Code and the paradox that comes with it. Then we'll get into the chaos of customizing everything before we reveal this opinionated solution. We'll take a tour of what's inside and then wrap it all up by thinking about what this means for the future of AI tools.
All right, let's jump right in. To really get why a tool like cc-thingz even needs to exist, you first have to understand just how insanely capable Claude Code is and the problem that creates for developers.
So what is Claude Code really? Well, the official description calls it an agentic coding tool, and that word agentic is everything. This isn't just about finishing your line of code for you. No, this is a true AI agent that can read your entire code base, edit files, run commands. It's almost like having a junior developer on your team.
I mean, look at what it can do. It builds features, it fixes bugs, it automates all those boring tasks like running tests. It can even handle commits and pull requests. But the real game changers, its deep customization options, and the fact that it can run whole teams of AI agents working together. And that's where things get both amazing and kind of complicated. And that gets us to the heart of the problem. When you have a tool that you do literally anything, how do you actually get it set up to do what you need it to do and do it in a way that's efficient and you can use over and over again? To give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, just go look at the awesome Claude Codes list on GitHub. It is a massive, sprawling, community-driven collection with thousands of different pieces you can bolt on: agent skills, workflows, tooling, you name it. This creates that classic paradox of choice, right? The ecosystem is incredible, but it's also just completely overwhelming. If you're a developer just trying to get your work done, this can be a serious roadblock. So this brings us to the next chapter here: the actual real-world friction that developers run into when they try to build their own custom setup from the ground up. And this quote from Dudarik.com just nails it. The problem isn't just picking the right tools. It's that you have to understand the deep internals of Claude Code, you have to write all these complicated configurations, and then, and this is the killer, you have to maintain all those different pieces yourself. It's a ton of work. And when it comes right down to it, all of this complexity, all of this friction, it just becomes a barrier. It stops so many developers from ever really tapping into that true agentic power that makes Claude Code so special in the first place. And that finally leads us to the solution. Let's talk about cc-thingz, a project that really carves a path right through all this chaos. The key thing about cc-thingz is that it's not another giant list of stuff. It's a structured, what they call opinionated marketplace. It takes these proven, powerful workflows and bundles them into 7 distinct plugins you can install one by one. You only grab what you actually need. And the philosophy behind it is what really makes it shine. The creator, Umpatoon, says it's unapologetically opinionated. Every single thing in there is something they actually use. It's a battle-tested toolkit that reflects a real-world workflow. It's not about giving you every option under the sun. It's about giving you the right options that all work perfectly together. So what do you actually get inside this curated toolbox? Let's pop the hood and take a quick look at the 7 core plugins. And you can see right away how coherent this is. These aren't just random plugins. They map directly onto the entire software development lifecycle. You've got tools for brainstorming ideas, for planning, for reviewing code, and for handling releases, plus some really smart utilities for thinking things through and just making your whole session smoother. To really see the power here, let's just zoom in on one of these plugins for a second, the planning plugin. This thing is amazing. It doesn't just help you make a plan, it has a skill that can take that plan and execute the whole thing completely on its own. And just look at this workflow. This is not some simple little script. It spins up a new sub-agent for every single task, commits the work, and then kicks off a huge review process with 5 parallel AI agents checking for quality, testing, documentation, everything. It even has an agent that checks for code smells and can call in another AI for a second opinion. This is some next-level automation. Okay, so let's zoom back out. Because this idea behind cc-thingz, it really points to a much bigger conversation we're having about the future of AI tools for developers. What we're seeing are basically 2 competing philosophies.
On one side, you've got the huge, comprehensive directory like awesome-claude-code, which is awesome if you love to explore and build from scratch. But on the other side, you have the curated toolbox, like cc-thingz, which is all about execution and productivity. It's kind of like the difference between a library with every book ever written and a short, hand-picked reading list from an expert you trust. So yeah, the big takeaway is that cc-thingz is more than just a set of plugins. It's really a statement. It's making the case that, for a lot of us, the real value isn't in having endless options, but in having a focused, integrated system that just works. And that really leaves us with this big question. As these AI agents get more and more powerful, is the future going to belong to these vast, open ecosystems with endless choice? Or is it going to belong to these expertly curated toolboxes that are designed for focus and speed? It's something to think about for sure.